Okay, so this is a continuation of BB5's notes. So let's say BB5 part 2. So in vertex form, as we learned in the first video, is f of x equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k. Now, there are 4 situations that you will see in IXL. You will either see a problem that doesn't have any parentheses and you're not adding or subtracting any number, so like 5x squared. You will see a problem that's like 4 parentheses x minus 3 and parentheses squared. You may see a problem like negative 2 x squared plus 6. Or you could see something that's very similar to the template, f of x equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k, where you have all of the components. Now, each part is missing something, at least 1 through 3. So, if you have no parentheses and no plus or minus k, then your vertex will be 0, 0. It will always be like that if you don't have parentheses and if you don't have a plus or minus. So I talked about that in the one video, because the number that's not there is 0, and there's no number here, so that's 0. So that's just something that you need to memorize, that if there's no parentheses and there's no plus or minus a k, the vertex is always 0, 0. Now for the next type, notice we have parentheses. So we have parentheses, but we don't have the plus or minus k. So in that case, the vertex will be the opposite of what you see inside the parenthesis, at least the x value. So I see a negative 3 inside parentheses. So the opposite of negative 3 is 3. But notice I don't have that plus or minus k. So just like before, if we don't have a number, then it's 0. So then it will be 3, 0. Because we don't have a plus or minus. Now for number 3, we don't have any parentheses, but we have a k. So our vertex, if we have no parentheses, what number means none? That number is 0. Now on the flip side of that, we do have that plus or minus. We have that k value. Now the k value says plus 6. So the k value, you keep it the same. So that k value is really your y value. And then lastly, I think this one's actually the easiest because you have all the pieces to the puzzle. You have the parentheses, and you have a plus minus k. So, right here, I see a positive 3. So you just need to get in the habit whenever you see a number inside the parentheses like that, it's actually the opposite. It's negative 3. And then we have a minus on the outside of the parenthesis. Since we have a minus number, what you see is what you get. So for the h value, you switch to the opposite. So in number 2, I switch negative 3 to be a positive 3. And for number 4, I switch a positive 3 to be a negative 3. And the whole reason is because it starts out with a negative. Now for the k value, there is no switching. So I saw a plus 0, it was a 0. I saw no number, it was a 0. I saw a plus 6, it's a positive 6. I saw a minus 1, it's a minus 1.